You know you're muted, James.
Oh,
We had so much last time. You know, I had this awesome introduction all in the language, and I completely forgot I was muted. It's Monday, guys, and I'm tired.
Uh-oh. Did you catch anything?
No, I'm just sleepy. Oh, yeah, I downed a deer Saturday. So it was a lot of work. Take care of it. And then I was making jerky and a couple other things. It was pretty good.
Very good.
Yeah, me and the fam went out Friday for hunting, and then I downed the deer Saturday. It was just me and cousin Curtis out. It was pretty fun.
Nice. Very nice.
You guys figured out what you guys wanted to do? I had the class choose today which activity we were gonna do, and if they didn't come up with anything, we're gonna go over something.
We're gonna go over some what?
Something I have in mind.
Okay.
Oh, and I'll make sure if you email me or message me saying that you want a copy of today's works, I will make sure to email it to you probably if we can get out early enough today. But if we don't, then probably on Tuesday because it's Monday. Because I got the case of Mondays.
So what did you have in mind?
You want to do what I have in mind?
Oh.
Yes.
Awesome. Makes life a little easier.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just looking at that too.
Right. So, as we fill out today's stuff in whoop-de-doos, remember, stop can get changed depending on what we're doing. Quads is kind of put and stuck there, right?
Yeah.
O is also kind of stuck there. Ahoy, hoy can change, right? That definitely changes. So there are some grammatical rules here. So chod, when you say chod. Chod, darling, chod. It wouldn't be hoy, because hoy is doings. Right? Chod is a doing. Or hoy is doing, and chod is where. Right? Chod equals where. Somewhere else. Not an action or it's not an action or doing something, right? Although it can be used as you're going somewhere, right? So there's some there's little technical difficulties on there because that's where we can use I went to, right?
But it wouldn't be stop.
No. Stop is what?
What?
Stop equals what? Right? And then gwat.
What? That one's fun to say.
Gwat
Gwat.
equals whom or who.
Oh, that's right. This is where my mind gets it mixed up because I always think gwat is what? Because I seriously remembered it as what the what.
What the what?
And it's not the same.
No, no. So ʔugʷ, chud, and stab are the three main ones. We don't have who, what, when, where, why, how, right? What we have is what, where, and whom. You know, the basic needs. I mean, the
Gwat is who.
the when kind of gets tied up in the language.
It's at the end.
Yeah, it's at the end.
It's there, but it's not important.
Yeah, it's not important. The very important stuff is what, where, and who. So what is getting action, where is the action taking place, and whom is this action getting done to? Yeah, the very, very good fun stuff that we can discuss, right? So with that being said, we got these three, and then quads, right? So the I in this is not said. We can delete it. If you so choose to delete it, make sure to earmark a note on the left side of your page saying that the I is supposed to be there when it's written, but when it's said, it's just said without the I. Quads. Odd or qui, right? Qui is the state of not knowing, right?
That is our question.
That is their question mark, right? Odd is your,
Because what?
because you're odd.
As I always remember it is your.
You're odd, right? So the S in here is the nominalizer, right? So what a nominalizer does, it takes an action and turns it into a noun. So an action of run, right? They are run, see Jack run, right? Jack became a runner, right? Jack is now the runner for something, right? That's what it does. It creates from an action to a noun. O is a new idea. No longer used as a tense marker. In previous discussions, when I first started teaching 8 years ago, 8 years ago, O used to be, but not anymore, a tense marker. So what is a tense marker? A tense is a place in time, whether if it's right now, in the past, or in the future. So in English, there are tense markers.
Often it's our ed.
Yes, often it is the ed. But just because it's fun, and I do have to warn you all that this this will make sense, but not make any sense at all. And it's just pretty fun to do. And it's a clip from a very well-known place.
It's often called in relation to studying linguistics. It's also in aspect.
Yeah, an aspect. All right, so now let's share the screen again. Optimize for video clip. Share. Can you see this?
Mhm.
Looks like YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, now pay close attention to tenses.
Hold on, pause. Something doesn't make sense. Look, in 2015, Biff steals the sports almanac and takes the time machine back to 1955 to give it to his younger self. But As soon as he does that, he changes the future. So the 2015 he returns to would be a different 2015, not the 2015 that Marty and Doc were in.
Can you hear the audio?
Time machine all over again.
Real low.
If future Biff goes back to 2015 right after he gives young Biff the almanac, he could get back to the 2015 with Marty and Doc in it, because it wasn't until his 21st birthday that 1955 Biff placed his first bet.
Wait, whoa. Is placed right?
What do you mean?
Is placed the right tense for something that would have happened in the future of a past that was affected by something from the future?
Had will have placed?
That's my boy.
Okay, so it wasn't until his 21st birthday that Biff will have placed his first bet and made his millions. That's when he altered the timeline.
Yeah, but he will haven't placed it.
What?
Unlike Hot Tub Time Machine, this couldn't be more simple. When Biff gets the almanac in 1955, the alternate future he creates isn't the one in which Marty and Doc Brown ever used the time machine to travel to 2015. Therefore,
we haven't
in the new
explored-
timeline, Marty and Doc never brought the time machine.
So
Is brought right?
It's like, I don't know.
Marty and Doc never have had brought.
We're talking about tense.
I don't know, you did it to me.
I'm going with it. Marty and Doc never have brought the time machine to 2015. That means 2015 Biff could also not have brought the almanac to 1955 Biff. Therefore, the timeline in which 1955 Biff gets the almanac is also the timeline in which 1955 Biff never gets the almanac. And not just never gets. Never have, never hasn't, never hasn't.
Is right?
all the tenses.
That has a lot to do with the tense markers, and that's where that was trying to get at, is that the tense markers are a little bit different than for American English. They have all of those tense markers. So our tense markers is to, right, which is past tense, right, or somebody who's deceased. All right.
Say that again,
To.
the last part again. I got the two part, but anything you said after that, I missed.
So to is not TWO, it's just to, right? And this is a prefix. And this is past tense. Right? So to is past tense. Flew. So it's done a couple ways. It has a weird that, or people go in a little circle and then they just do that little thingy, right? So either one of those, fine. They
That's a
both
barred
equal the barred L, which is they're both the same thing. And then it's just ooh. Flew for future. Right? So you got your past tense, your future tense, and what it used to be was O was the current tense, right?
Or present.
Or present. Because I can't spell present or current. So you have your current tense, your past tense, and your future tense. This is what used to make up what we know today as our tense. But along came Dr. Zeke, did his dissertation, and he said, O is no longer a tense. It is a form of a new idea. Or a new paragraph. So just think on when you change a subject, you add O. So we're going to talk about cars, and the wheels on the car go round and the steering wheel's round. Oh, let's switch over to the vending machine. The Pepsi vending machine sitting at Health and Social Service desk did not have any Pepsi in it. It had Coke. Oh, we went to the gas station today and they're out of food. So each one of those is started off with O as an idea rather than the current tense. So when we look at the word stop quads ahoy, we're adding O to it for important information, or the new idea that we're going to introduce is that it is hoy, a place of where, right? Or doing, or doings. Right?
Doing. Mhm.
So when we look at our tenses are really in the details. So the tense for this is ʔaltiʔəʔ sləx, right? That is the true tenses. They're the last information that can get completely cut out of the picture completely, right? Because you can completely end this sentence without adding ʔaltiʔəʔ sləx. You can just say stop quads ahoy if you so choose, because it is the user, the speaker, that decides what information that they want. If they want more detailed information, that is when you would add the ʔaltiʔəʔ sləx or the tense markers. Now you can also use to and txŭ, but that's still done in here. The to and txŭ would be done here. Yep. And then you'd be adding it to the noun that appropriates with that part. So it's just information that really doesn't need to be there, but it can be there if you want to add it there. And this is where linguistical people say the Schutzit is just all choice. You can just put any word in any location and you come out with a sentence. It is kind of accurate with that statement,
Okay.
but it's not accurate.
It has a lot to do with context.
Yes, our context of our conversation. That is what it really has to boil down to. So if I knew you guys very well and I knew you guys are going to shorthand it anyway, I probably wouldn't even use ʔaltiʔəʔ sləx. I'll just say stop quads ahoy. Make it short and simple. If I've already known what you've done for the most part, ask a general question on stop quads ahoy, right? Stop quads ahoy. Stop quads ahoy. Because the O is also optional.
Stop quads ahoy.
Stop quads ahoy. Yep, you can say that. Stop quads ahoy. You can also say stop quads ahoy. So either way, the next marker is more information or new information to follow. So, or what we're going to be discussing. The other. The other part of this part, because ʔaltiʔəʔ is on this sləx is day, right? Today. What are you doing today? What is your doings today? So doing, right? Doing is hoy. Hoy is the doings. What's your doing? And like I stated before, the O can get added here. O, right? O, chud. So chud is B. It's also a chud word. So there are 5 chud words. That's chud, chush, chalup, chli, and cha.
Cha.
Cha. Chud, me, or I. Primarily I did this. It was I. Primarily I, but we'll use chud. Chush is we. We. Cha. Right? Cha.
Cha.
Cha. Is you all.
You all. Cha is just you? Or is it you all?
Well, I think it's you folks, but I really don't want to have to put folks up there. Y'all folks.
I thought
So
it was split up.
chud. No, chop is you. Individual?
Mm.
Chop. Is
Chop.
you. Chalup. Chalup.
Chala.
So chalup is you folks, and that's where I got it wrong from you. The
You all.
plural, you.
The plural of you. You. Like all of you. Okay. Okay, I finally caught up.
Also, the same way with that is chli.
She.
Chli. Chli is also you folks. So chalup and chli are the same word, but they're used differently. So when you're making a public announcement, you would say a cho, right? Or a, yeah. Es child chalup. How are you folks doing? Right? Es child chalup. Versus chli, that is the part where the mom is hollering at the kids, telling all the kids to clean up the house, right? Chli, what? You folks sweep the floor, right? That's where chli would be used instead of chalup, right? So, that's 5. So this is where you can add and subtract information you want.
She and
This is go or going.
chuff. Oh, chuff.
And these are the chud words. So when I say chud words, any of these words can be used. So it can be chuff, chud, chuff, chalup, and chli. Any of those are all chud words, and they all can get interchanged. Txwl is towards. Towards. So you're going towards school, right? You're not exactly going to school, you're going towards school. And this is kind of the directionals that we are given. You go towards down below. You go towards the river over there, right? And then that's what we'd be using. So you go towards that river. You go away from that river. And that's where txwl comes into play. Is one of those filler words, the, that, this, thing, the filler words. You go to that school, right? Did you guys get all this written down?
Yep.
right. So I'm still under the impression school is SKUL. You know, that's just how I'd spell it.
Mhm. Cool.
Halalt and halalt.
Hello.
All is the home.
Hello.
All is the house. Alt is the place of, and hall is mark, the marking house.
Hello. Hello.
The place of mark.
Mhm. Or the place of markings. And then just how we say we went somewhere, if we change the whole idea and premise, that's when we'd add the O, right? So we went from O to now should. Now should, the DXW, as you see the DXW here, is done without control.
Mhm.
It's gonna be minus.
Mhm.
Should would be control.
Control. All right, control. Without control. I didn't have control of the vehicle. I was just a passenger in the thing. The thing fell by itself. I didn't drop it. It was kind of the not me thing in this whole aspect.
Happened.
It so happened to fall. Right? That's what the DXW is doing. So shu is the root part in the northern dialect for see. Same with lob is the part for seeing or is looking. Now oots. So oots, and it is a suffix, is with control.
Oh.
And then oops.
Oots. Shoots. So in this place, when I say shoots, you say you're gonna go to that person, and that's the person you're gonna go see, right? Oh, shoots, chud, see Katie. I went to go see Katie.
Is that would that be UUC or is it be just the SHAT-UC?
Oh, when you put the
Yeah, when you put the oops up there.
Oh yeah, when you put the oots up here, you just put replace the U and the C. Shoots. And this part is done with control, right? Now this is for look, but it also the DXW
Too late anyway, so.
things that are not for seeing. And that's the same with oots. This is where you intended to go see somebody, or you're going to see that person. And then while you're on your way to see that person, you had no control on seeing some of these other people that you've seen, right? And that's where the DXW comes in play. But here in our, and then again, the chud words can go there. And then again, T is the filler word. Well, actually, no, T is not a filler word here because it is this, that, the, or he, she. So this, that, the, in this instance, I could say shoots chud t Walmart, right? I'm going to the Walmart. I want to go see the Walmart, or I want to go see the movie, right? Shoots chud t movie, right? I want to go see the movie, right? But along the way, I seen this, that, and the other person, right? And that's where the do comes into play. Does that make any sense?
Mhm.
All right. And then the TC is for the masculine and feminine. So if we were going to talk about Son Goku, it would be a T Goku, right? If we were to talk about myself, and you would say T James. And if you were to talk about you seen Katie, then you would use C. C. Right? And that's where the difference between just the T for this, that, and the, right?
Yeah.
Went to the movies. Or we see the man named James, right? That's the information that gets added to in the language.
I hear cold. Oh my gosh, Josie, you're
And
cold.
if you wanted to list people, you'd say shud, shudu, chud, t Goku, and then in the next sentence, you'd use the af. Shud af chud t Gohan. Shud af chud.
Food, chud, tea.
And that's supposed to be a raised W. It's supposed to be like this one.
Mhm.
So that's where you do the list. And af helps you with that list. It is, I seen Goku, and then I seen Krillin, and then I seen Gohan, and so on and so forth until you get done with the af, right? And then you can go, again. Get up, go to the window. And the do kind of does not have to do with saw. You can saw and see the same person. So
There's
that's
no
the
tense.
there's no tense marker there. There's no way to do something on purpose in this as well. Or you could also say you did it without control. You went to the movies and you ended up stopping by and talking to somebody, right? So this one is I am talking to ʔugʷadədgʷədbidʔ, ʔugʷad, ed, ʔugʷad, bidʔ, ʔugʷadədgʷədbidʔ. Chod bid. Bid. Now I know in our southern ʔiti people, chod bid is the Adam's apple, and then that's pretty much what we seen go up and down when somebody was talking, and that's what chod bid, because when you talk, it moves up and down, and that is what it is in ʔiti. Is that it's referring to that, and that's what chod bid is. We're talking, we're having a conversation. And that's the same way with the northern Ləşütçi, but I'm not exactly entirely certain it's a 1-for-1 that ʔugʷadədgʷədbidʔ is the part of your Adam's apple moving up and down.
What would be?
Mm-hmm.
Is it talking?
Yes. This is not tatabub. Tatabub is talking about somebody to somebody else, right? So tatabub is the rumor spreader, right? Whenever we use tatabub, we're talking about somebody else that's not present. And then ʔugʷadədgʷədbidʔ or ʔugʷadədgʷədbidʔ is us conversing with one another. ʔugʷadədgʷədbidʔ, ʔugʷadədgʷədbidʔ, both of those are interchangeable. And again, because it's a new idea, we stop seeing somebody. Now we're talking to somebody.
Is this with control or without?
Primarily, this is done with control.
Oh, okay.
But there is a way to do it without control. So you also have your chud words that can get replaced.
Okay.
So we could go ʔugʷadədgʷədbidʔ chud. Right, we are talking. And then if you use chud, you wouldn't have to use T and C because we're just everybody, right?
Yeah.
So that's where the chud words can get replaced and you can drop T and C. But in this instance, right, I don't get why the Ləşütçi does it this way, but it does it this way. Unless they were all boys or all girls, you would use the T-C variant. You would say, see friends, see my girlfriends, or T friends, my boyfriends that are my friends, right? Or T should, C should, right? Those would be my friends that are all boys, the friends that are all girls. But in the case that they are all mixed and you don't have the same ratio of all boys and all girls, it takes out the C and just makes them all T. The friends, right? Then it turns into the friends, the friends. Rather than the masculine friends or the feminine friends. Does that make any sense?
T is the gender neutral friends. Is it just like the pronoun like stuff, or is that just like a recognition of pronoun stuff, or is that just we don't know, so we're just gonna say the?
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm not exactly entirely certain, but I do know that it switches from masculine to feminine to the, right? And the friends, the friends, these friends, right?
I only question it because my kids are like, Mom, you got to respect pronouns. And I was like, okay. So they're just in my head now. That's all. I'm asking.
How Ləşütçi deals with pronouns, and it primarily falls upon the individual what they want to be considered.
Okay.
Right. So in this case, if Goku really wanted to be a tsi, right, we can make him a tsi, right? We just put the S in here and we'll just take that out. We just call him Tsi. If he said, no, call me Tsi, right, from here on out, I will be Tsi Goku. Then we'd call him Tsi Goku.
Okay.
But there's kind of hard to be gender neutral with T because it's either feminine or the.
Okay.
Or masculine or the. So this is masculine or the.
So it's kind of like the default.
Yeah, this is kind of the default. The or
Or masculine.
or masculine. Man or man or the. Right? That's where T comes into place. If they want to be the dude, I mean, you'd still use T, but you'd still be considered masculine until he said otherwise. There's no gender neutral. I mean, you could say, oh, should chud Goku and just say the name and not have the marker for the pronouns on that part. Even it, like I did say, there's a lot of things you can take out. T is one of the things you can take out, right? You don't really need to add T. Shudu, chud Goku. I see in Goku, right? And to make things worse, you can take the chud out. You could take the T, Shudu Goku, right? I mean, if you really wanted to make this thing really, really short, the part that is getting told is new information, Shudu done without control, Goku, right? You've seen Goku without control, so you don't have to add the filler words of the chud and T. But if you want to be more precise with your information, whether if Goku wants to be known as a guy or a female, that gets added here.
Okay.
And then you would want to use the chud T or chud C in that instance.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, and this is just my thoughts on this matter, is that if they want to be gender neutral, just go ahead and cut out the T-C. Just say, oh, shoot, chud Veronica, right? Then it's just gender neutral. They're not assigned a gender at that point in time.
They choose it.
They choose their own gender. So it's primarily this perspective of the user, and it's also kind of describing on what's going on around you. And yeah. And because we stopped talking to our friends, oh, hey, guys, look at the time. We kept going and going and going.
Yeah.
How come you guys didn't tell me? I would have kept going.
We would have kept staying, dude.
We're just paying attention is all.
Yeah, you're busy.
Cool. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for no future notifications. I might not be able to get it on Facebook depending on what's going on in the world of Facebook. There's been a whistleblower.
I bet you they were changing their algorithms because they had a lot of hoopla about that.
The domain for Facebook is up for sale, so I'm not entirely certain if they actually went completely under or something. You can buy, if you have enough money, you can buy Facebook.com.
Yeah, well, yeah, I saw some interesting things that they did with the algorithm. And,
I gotta go.
All right. Oi.
Katie.
Good to see you.
Hey, Katie. Good to see you.